It's time for the show that brings the magic right to your speakers. Ears up!
What's up, everybody? I don't know why I just had that weird hiccup in my voice, but hey, what's up? I'm just Krusty the Clowning it over here.
Yeah, you're like a park character.
Yeah, that's right.
If they spoke.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, absolutely. I'm one of the face characters, not face characters. Whatever. Who cares? Anyway, welcome back to the show, everybody. We have a good one for you today because, of course, we do. I mean, why wouldn't we? We have Erik on, who's going to be talking to us about. I wrote it down because it's actually two things in one, which is very rare for us, I think.
2 for 1.
Right. It's so complex.
Yeah, VIP tours and Lightning Lane Premier Pass. And I feel like, Erik, if I'm not mistaken, which I rarely am, we've already established that pre-show, that you have personal experience with both of these now. So you're going to be like reporting on this as a user.
Experience with one of them.
Okay, great.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Which one?
You'll find out.
Damn, not even a preview.
No, take that, listener. And Jason, you'll have to wait.
All right, well that's fair, man. We'll figure it out at some point, and I'm sure it'll be interesting and amazing as always. On top of that, on top of this great content we have for you already, we have our good friend Carrie back, and she's going to be talking. She doesn't want Halloween to go yet. You know what I mean? This is on the tail end of Dia de los Muertos, and we're going to be talking about the ghosts of Disneyland. Is that right, Carrie? Welcome back, first of all.
That's right. Thank you. It's so good to be back.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love a good ghost story because I don't believe in them. So I want you to convince me that I am wrong and the paranormal is real.
So you don't believe in stories or ghosts?
I don't believe in stories. There's really no such thing.
Not without a conflict.
That's right. Exactly. See, now we're getting it. I just forgot to record everything.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We've got a story.
What episode is this? This is like episode what? 300 maybe?
Well, here, hold on. Listen to this.
Recording in progress.
Okay. There we go.
There
Did
it
that.
is.
Hey!
So, look, it might sound a little weird in the beginning when I splice it together. I'm recording now. We could possibly start over, but you know what? Why ruin the magic?
We'll just go with it.
Yeah, we had such a fantastic intro by yours truly that I don't feel like it would do any service to
You're
repeat
gonna
it.
beat yourself up about this decision tomorrow. You're gonna go, we should have just started over.
Our listeners will treasure it. They will treasure the magic of the enchantment.
It's time for the show that brings the magic right to your speakers. Ears up!
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show.
Yes.
All of my lights are red now, which is good because that means I'm recording, and not like the last time. This is actually, BTS. POV BTS of Ears Up.
What's behind the scenes?
There you go. Yeah.
Isn't that boy band from Korea?
Yeah, it is.
Thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, who one of the guys had to do is fulfill his 2 years mandatory military service just now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
June or something like that, I forget. I don't know. I don't know what his name is, but people were freaking out about it.
Oh.
It's like when Elvis went to the military, you know what I mean?
I could see, yeah. I never put 2 and 2 together that would freak people out and it cause a stir.
I think they were freaked out because he was handsome in yet another piece of clothing.
Sure.
Yeah.
They got to see him in a whole new light.
I know, right?
Like an actual human being.
Yeah, exactly right.
Attainable.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, who could go away at any moment, I suppose.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome back, everybody. We have a good show for you today. Erik, let me read my notes here.
Oh, hey.
See, we had to do the intro over again because I was stupid. I forgot to record it.
Rehearsal, it's fine.
So now I'm going to pretend like I don't know what's going on. Erik, I'm reading my notes here, Erik. You're doing VIP tours. You're doing a segment of VIP tours and Lightning Lane Premier Pass.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not mistaken, you have a hands-on experience with both of these. Am I correct on that?
Yes, I do. And I'd also like to have an extended segment about mini golf.
Interesting.
Period.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if that fits in with anything or not. I can't tell when Erik is just being like esoteric and weird, but like, or he just has something to say because his tone is the same. His delivery is the same no matter what.
Yeah.
It's my charm.
Man, we need to work on a segment of like, what
is Erik joking?
What does Erik mean right now? Or what's Erik going to talk about? Or something like that, where it's like Erik says something and we got to go, you get it? I don't get it.
All right, everybody, we're here to talk about miniature golf and
UAPs.
to the Gulf War. The words sound very similar if you pronounce them incorrectly.
And we also have our friend Carrie back. Carrie, welcome back to the show again for the third time.
Thank you. It's good to be back like it was last time I said that also.
Perfect. All right. It's a vibe check. We're still vibing. Everything's cool. All right.
Yeah, still good.
Well, you're going to be coming on here, or you're all on here, to talk about Ghosts of Disneyland. I'm excited about this because I don't believe in ghosts. I think that they're ridiculous.
Boo.
However, I'm going to throw here. First, I'm going to throw this bottle opener at Taryn. Hold on a second. Making a bad joke. It's my job. Yeah, I'm excited because I want you to convince me that there are ghosts in Disneyland. I want to feel haunted if we ever get to go back. I want to feel like someone's watching me.
Oh, you'll feel haunted whether you believe in ghosts or not.
Hell yeah, dude.
I mean, financially anyway.
Yeah, as you get older, it just happens. You're just haunted by. But I want to be haunted by dead people, not decisions I've made.
They can't hear Erik.
Erik's not saying anything.
I don't care.
New game is Erik talking.
You guys are killing
I'm
me.
recording locally. They can hear me later. I don't know.
Oh, that's true.
Audio settings. What we did this earlier.
Yeah, how
They
come?
could hear me?
I can
Nothing
kind
has
of hear
changed.
Erik.
I can hear Erik just fine. That bothers me. That yet once again, we have to sit here and monkey around with audio that should just friggin' work.
It should. Yeah. Yeah. I had to fly to San Diego to record the Supreme Resort over the weekend. Very expensive. And it still didn't come out right.
So is it your
That's a joke, by
stuff?
the way. Kinda.
See, I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know how to take this.
No. This is what happens when I spend all day in meetings where I'm like, I can't be funny.
That is hard.
Yeah.
Erik is half
Yes,
the
$7
volume of
million.
everyone else.
That's what we lost.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to fix Erik being half the volume of everybody else. Because to me, he sounds fine. To my board, he sounds fine.
Yeah, it's weird.
So I don't know what to do about that. So if we just have to deal with it, I guess.
This is a bonus because you make everybody have to listen to it again.
That's true.
That's exactly what will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I apologize, everybody, but we're gonna pretend like you don't matter because if we cater to only you in the chat, then we'll be here forever, and my head will explode and it'll go down the line until.
Yeah. Take that, chat.
Yeah.
Our devoted listeners who want to engage with us.
I know. I don't know what to do.
Ryan said, do the same thing you did Friday. That fixed the problem.
It didn't fix the problem.
Well, yeah, it's clearly back.
Yeah.
Fixed it in post.
I mean, I restarted my board, and I guess I could do that.
I thought Erik.
I also restarted
Yeah,
my
Erik
board,
left
Yeah.
and came back or something too.
and it got worse.
But-
on
Yeah.
Saturday when we recorded. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my restarting the board solved a different problem because everyone was sounding weird.
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
Whatever.
let's continue on, shall
Sorry,
we? Let's do
dudes.
that. Yeah, that's too bad. Well, let's do. Carrie, do you want to go first? Should we start off with you?
I'm not against it.
All right. Before we get all cozy and creeped out with ghost stories about Disneyland, if you want to go and confirm some of these reports that Carrie's going to tell us about here about ghosts in Disneyland, go to ContiEars.com and they will tell them you want the Carrie special, you want to book the ghost tour, and they'll go, what? And you'll be like, it's fine. I heard it on a podcast. And they'll be like, well, what podcast? And you'll be like, I don't really remember. It was a guy with microphone problems. It was hard to hear, but I remember that it was happening. And they're going to be like, oh, that's cool. What's your credit card number? And you'll give it to them. And you'll go. And you'll have a good time at Disneyland, at Disneyland Resort, or Disney World. I'm sure there's ghosts there, too. Maybe we can't talk about that too much, if you know what I'm trying to say. But, check them out. Concierge.com. They'll help you plan your trip down to the Disneyland Resort, especially for the holidays. That should be, a lot of fun and stuff like that. I don't know really what to say anymore. Holidays. I just got really jealous that people are going to the parks.
Yeah.
I did. I don't know why.
Oh, man.
Yeah, because I still don't want to go, but I got a little jealous. So I got distracted and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
This is good.
I don't want to talk about other people going to the parks anymore.
Because I've been waiting for the right moment to talk to you about Alice's birthday.
Talk to me. Talk to our bank account.
I've been saving up for
the other
this.
side and bomb the parks, or I shouldn't say that.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, and he also just said he's jealous of other people going. So
right. So he might.
We're getting there.
He might go.
Oh my God. Eric,
I'm gonna have to bleep
Eric,
this.
Did you take the pills again?
No.
It was free
No one
sample.
can hear me. It doesn't matter what I say.
It was free sample day at the meetings for the pharmaceutical company. Let's see what happens. No, seriously though, check them out, concierge.com. They will drag you through any sort of planning you have to do for kind of most vacations, but they're Disney resort specific experts. They'll help you figure all this kind of stuff out. Lightning lane, reservations, or even if you understand it and you just don't have enough bandwidth moving into the holiday season to deal with it. You want to go take a quick trip or you're planning for February or March and you don't want to just keep up with all that kind of stuff because you have presents to wrap and you got to figure out if you're going to get a flocked tree or you're going to figure out if you're inviting the weird uncle to Thanksgiving or not anymore because, we're just sort of being closed off after the past couple of weeks. Whatever happened, it doesn't matter. Concierge will take that.
Thanksgiving.
Weird Uncle Eric. Mom, weird Uncle Eric's here. He's doing a TikTok dance. I don't know why. Hi, Eric.
He doesn't have a phone.
He's holding up a literal brick he picked up outside. I saw him holding it up and duck facing. Remember duck facing? Anyway, concierge.com. All right, Carrie, spook us out, man. Let's get back into Halloween, even though we've kind of pulled it down from our house, which is unfortunate. I'm still ready because it's raining, it's cold out, quote unquote. It's California cold at 72.5 degrees.
It's freezing.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, take us through some ghosts.
So now that we are, Halloween's over and, people say, okay, the veil is thinnest between the worlds at this time. But now that we're heading into the winter season and getting into the full depths of the darkness, if I were a ghost, this would definitely be my season.
I like that.
Now, yeah, I am neither a believer nor a disbeliever. I'm either ambivalent or neutral, depending on how you want to look at it. I'd be happy to see a ghost. But when I see things, I usually think it's science explainable. So.
Because you know why? Because you're smart. Because it is science explainable.
Potentially.
However,
ghosts are science.
I just like to put that out there to the universe that if any ghost wants to let me know that they exist, I'm open to that sort of thing. Wink,
Okay.
wink.
All right.
Love that.
I feel like there's an app idea in this.
Ghost Tinder. I don't
Yeah.
know. So I got most of these stories from SFGate, which has a pretty high credibility rating. And I corroborated some of them on some highly incredible websites that look
Fair.
like ex-cast members just posting stuff and things of that nature.
Okay. Awesome.
And these stories mostly come from a 2020 article called "Is Disneyland Haunted?" And the author, Julie Tremaine, gathered these stories from the Happiest Haunts tour at Disneyland, which I looked into a little bit because I love spooky. Who doesn't? And I would not do that tour. I would not. No. Don't do it. So it's a 2-hour walking tour of, and it was 3 hours before COVID.
Interesting.
So, and it's $120 on top of admission per guest, and it's only at Disneyland Park. And they walk around and tell you the history of the park related to Halloween, which has only recently been a celebration at Disneyland anyway. So probably not a lot to say.
Yeah.
I'm 2 hours seems like enough content. It's Disneyland Park only, 2 hours. I can't imagine what would have been for the extra hour before COVID.
Yeah.
That seems like a lot of like, gee, yeah, right. The spooky stall. Sometimes you run out of toilet paper.
Doesn't lock all the way up. And it would give you lightning lane access to only one attraction, access to reserved seating for Hollywood Screams, their nighttime spectacular, a photo op with the hitchhiking ghost, and what they call collectibles, which is a pin and some trading cards. So
Cool.
I cannot recommend that tour.
Yeah, 120 seems like a lot for that.
Ouch.
Yeah.
In general, cast members report spooky occurrences like these, like the storeroom items falling and breaking of their own accord, or people working the train will see an indication on the board on the command center of a ghost train when there's no train there, and they'll hear a train whistle. And we know that was Walt's baby. They might smell fresh cigarette smoke on the stairwell behind Walt's apartment and find no person smoking nor cigarette butts in the vicinity.
See, okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay. First of all, things falling, I hope you don't mind, Carrie, but I'm going to jump in. Storeroom items falling and
California.
yeah, it's earthquake. It was probably a mild earthquake that you couldn't feel, but it shifted the merchandise a little bit and it fell.
Wait,
Also,
are you saying your state moves just of its own accord?
Yes.
the whole stand is haunted. Yeah,
That doesn't happen where I live.
No, it doesn't. No, it
we
does
just
not.
spontaneously
It just stinks,
combust.
right?
That's true. Well, so we do that too.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Good for you.
Wait, you know what? Hold on a second. All right, how's that? Now I wonder if Eric's audio is better. Worse.
Dang.
Marie, if you're joking with me, I'm going to jump through the internet.
She would not joke. Nobody knows. Everyone knows that.
Muted. Oh, so it's better.
Ghost.
Carrie is also nearly
Yeah, I can
inaudible.
read, Taryn.
Oh, okay.
All right. Eric, say words.
Hello, I'm saying words.
Carrie, say words.
Words that are coming from my mouth.
All right. Now we'll wait for the buffer. So annoyed. Even though it's terrible, I really appreciate everybody hanging on.
It's more editing that you have to do. This is why I don't do
Next.
live shows on my show.
Way better. Look at that.
All right.
What?
I don't understand.
He didn't click anything.
It's the
Oh, I did.
ghosts.
Oh my
Okay. Well,
goodness.
anyway, earthquake.
Don't tick off the ghost, Jason.
Well, too late for that. The other thing I learned recently, or actually Taryn learned it, which is,
Smart.
circle the calendar. If you have headphones, Jesus Christ, if you have allergies, sometimes you can get like a phantom smoke smell, and
Yes.
it's like only people with allergies can it happened to. Because it happens to us sometimes. We're walk around the house. Do you smell smoke? Either we're having strokes on and over and over and over again. Oh,
That would
and then
explain some things.
right?
does.
And then she
Yeah.
looks it up and she's like, "Oh yeah, it's like a phenomena
Yeah.
that people during seasonal allergies, they just something registers real brief about smoke. It's weird."
Yeah. It's a symptom of allergies, which is great because for a long time I definitely thought I had a brain tumor.
I mean, you still might. You're
Right,
young,
it's
you're
not
young
off the
enough.
table.
It's still possible.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out because I like being a shithead. All right, go ahead, Carrie. Please continue.
And another often reported haunting is after hours seeing a male figure standing and waving on the drawbridge of the castle, who then slowly disappears. there seems to be roughly 4 categories that Disneyland ghosts fall into. Real ghosts, not the Haunted Mansion ones, supposedly. So obviously Walt, right? That's what everybody would want to see as a ghost, right? He's commonly reported seen by the lamp in his Main Street apartment window. One ghost hunter claims to have seen him leaning against a lamppost by the Great Moments with Lincoln smoking, probably because he was so bored inside that he had to get out, right?
Take out, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that a famous picture of him doing that? Yeah, so people are just projecting.
Well, and also he's known for he didn't smoke in the parks. So like he wouldn't just be sitting like smoking against a lamppost.
You think Ghost Walt cares about that stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Kick him out?
So boring.
Well, and I also wonder if
Being a ghost.
I also wonder if Ghost Walt is still smoking, because I would think that he would have learned his lesson by that
He's
point.
smoking with all fingers now because he's a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, his lungs are fine. He had one removed in life, and now the ghost lung works awesome.
Well, the good news is you could see a tumor coming a mile away through there, you know? So it's fine. All right, go ahead, Carrie. Sorry.
And also, he and perhaps some guest ghosts apparently sometimes haunt the Disney Gallery above Pirates. This was apparently supposed to be originally his personal apartment to replace the small one above the fire station.
He just has guests over.
Ghost guests, right? From the other side.
You know what? I love that. I love that for Ghost Walt. You need to have some ghost friends.
And honestly,
Linkletter.
that one is the most believable to me. Like if Walt was going to hang out in the park, that's where he's going to go. He's not going to hang out. Who's going to hang out in front of Lincoln? Like, please.
Indeed.
Please. And I'm sorry, he's not going to be sitting there like in the middle of the castle walkway like he was like in that really famous picture. Like, no. He's done that. He's going to be above everybody where no one else is so that he can watch what's going on.
It is pretty funny that like 2 of these have just been him reproducing famous pictures of himself.
Yeah.
That's something a guy would do. Like, do you guys remember when I did this? You guys remember that? Remember? Anybody? Yeah, it was a cool time. Remember when I also did this one? Yeah, that's exactly what I would do.
That's
like
probably what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the idea that he's having a party up in his apartment that wasn't finished, and Roy has to sit outside in the rain. Ghost Roy.
There's not enough room, Roy.
Count the money,
Crying
Roy.
ghost tears.
Yeah. When I'm a ghost, I'm just going to be wandering around muttering about audio problems.
And that's how we'll know it's
Muted.
really Jason.
Yeah.
Robot sound.
Yeah, you'll know it's me. They say famously Houdini had like a phrase so whenever he died and any medium would try to contact him, they would have to know this like special code phrase that only his wife
would
knew.
Debunk it. Yeah.
Yeah, his wife would debunk it. Mine would just be like, reboot the sound machine or whatever. And then that's how you know it's me. Like, reboot the control board.
Yours would be, it's Jeremy's fault. It's Eric's fault.
I've never blamed Eric. Well, actually, I have. That's true.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, it's your fault I forgot. All right, Carrie, go ahead, please.
So Walt is one big category of ghost sighting. Another one that's often reported, and we've all heard that people have surreptitiously scattered ashes of their loved ones at the park. So of course, if your ashes get scattered there, you might want to hang out there in your ghostly apparition self.
I
So
feel like that's the
another
reason.
ghost.
That's the reason people want their ashes scattered, is so that their ghost knows where to go.
Yes, free entry.
Yes.
You know what? I think I solved the problem, or I think I have the solution for scattering ashes at the park. You don't want to, everyone gets caught, right? They just get vacuumed up on Haunted Mansion or whatever. You don't want to do that. You want to find dirt.
Like
and then you
there.
dig a hole and you like pour it in and they cover it up real fast or something like that. Like in the planters at Tomorrowland or something like that.
Yeah.
That's where you do it. Or like
and then when somebody's like, "What are you doing?" You're like, "Oh, I'm just pouring out my milkshake on the ground."
Yeah, it's fine.
It was too sweet.
It's a little dry.
Yeah.
That's
I found out this baking soda. I just want to.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking, Eric, is you have a drink. So wherever you want to be scattered, right? You buy a drink and then you mix your little person in with the drink.
And then that's how you get them in for free. And then they reform.
And then you trip. You spill the drink in the planter.
That's not a bad idea.
And then you're there forever.
Have you thought this out?
No,
Taryn?
this just happened. This just came to me.
You haven't told us.
Taryn, I still think of you on Pirates when we head into the area, like out of the cave into the pirate area where they've got the big ship. Barbossa's like firing cannons, and you're like, this is the perfect time to jump into the fog and climb into the fort and live there forever.
It would be.
I got a better one. How about this?
Okay.
You take the ashes, mix them with water, maybe like a protein shake, drink it, go into the park, throw up. Same thing.
And you're eating
It's not digested
and you're eating
fully.
the person.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's still there. This is
You
a
only
weird show.
half eat the person.
It got really weird.
Yeah, sorry guys.
It got regular.
It's like Secret Show
It got
light.
regular.
Yeah, ashes being scattered in the park, that's always a weird one to me. I feel like, when you're alive, that's what you want because you have this like romanticized idea of like staying in the park forever. But then like your family should be talking you out of that.
That's why they're
afterwards.
haunting,
Yeah,
right?
I
I mean,
guess.
that's why they're haunting.
They're
They're
like,
like, this is a bummer.
I made a
can't eat a churro.
I made a huge mistake. Anyway, go ahead, please.
The next two categories get a little dark, as you might have anticipated, because we know that there have been some tragic deaths in the parks. But then I end with a lighthearted one. So another category of ghosts that haunts the park is cast members who have died there. It's in service, I guess, to Disneyland.
Thank you for their service.
Yes.
Yikes.
So one worker who died during construction of Pirates, though I don't know how. And then in modern history, well, I guess all of Disneyland's in modern history anyway. 1974, Deborah Stone was famously killed between the walls of America Sings. So apparently her ghost hangs out and warns people to get away from the walls. Although not anymore because nothing's in there, right?
Yeah.
Please get out of the Star Wars launch bay.
Yeah. It's awkward.
But that's, you know what? Kudos to Deborah for doing that. That's, going above and beyond.
Yeah.
She should get a Main Street window.
She's helping. She's working there.
Yeah. Yeah. She needs a break.
It
Well,
works for me. I haven't been there in years.
I wonder if they would want people like repeating that story, giving her a window and being like, oh, what's that window?
Yeah.
Because our attraction smooshed somebody.
Yeah.
So on that happy note, going back into 1966, a boy was killed by the monorail, and his spirit is said to linger by the monorail. In 1973, a boy drowned after hours, which I've heard about on this show, I think, trying to swim from Tom Sawyer's Island. His spirit is said to be seen in the water at times. And finally, in 1984, Dolly Young was killed on the Matterhorn when she was thrown from her vehicle and struck by an oncoming bobsled. She's said to haunt Dolly's Dip on the attraction. That's where she fell out and makes strange sounds at night.
Man.
Wow.
That's terrible. It's still, even though we've heard that a few times, it's still like, just imagine you're having the time of your life and then you're not.
Yeah.
Awful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for everybody involved.
Exactly.
Yeah, imagine being in the car that hit her.
I know.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, geez.
Yeah.
It's traumatic all the way around, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go on to rando ghosts.
All right, finally. Yeah, rando ghosts, her final category of ghosts that seem to have no connection whatsoever to anything. There's a specter that is named Mr. One Way that lives on Space Mountain and accompanies single riders, but will disappear before the first tunnel. One person named Vanessa felt this entity pull her hair on the ride. eye roll.
Okay.
Okay, right.
Anyway, you can watch a video of it, but when you see the video, it really just looks like a lighting situation. It's a column of light. Doesn't look a lot like a man.
She's moving fast
Yeah.
on a
Yeah.
roller coaster.
Yeah.
Okay.
And finally, in Pirates of the Caribbean, there's a boy ghost who's seen on the video monitors sometimes in the control tower, caught on surveillance cameras. And he always seems to be happy and enjoying himself, but is never physically there.
Caught on surveillance cameras, huh?
Yeah, supposedly.
He's not eating
Supposedly.
like a Monte Cristo. I don't know if I buy it.
I like this. I mean, you know what? If you're going to haunt the thing, have fun doing it.
Absolutely.
You know, where's
Okay.
who says that all ghosts need to be like mean and you know, bad and scary, right?
I actually don't think they would be. Like, why? Like, if you were a ghost right now, like, would you be mean? I can think of like a few people I'd be mean to, but most people,
Today I would, but not all the time.
but most people I would just be like, I might do like weird things, like I'd knock stuff over, be like,
Like a cat.
yes, exactly, like a cat.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Or I'd like, oh, I bet ghosts are the ones who hide socks, so you never have two matching socks.
Yeah.
Bet it's them.
This is how stories get started in like, you know, 638 AD when people can't find something. Maybe it's Grandma, you know, Erskine or something or whatever some weird old name is. This is how it is people just sitting around just, you know, dreaming weird stuff up.
Trying to figure out life's
Grandma
mysteries.
Erskine was a saint, by the way.
She was.
Come on.
A saint at
Yeah.
hiding stuff.
Just have
Yes,
that bopping
that's
around
true.
in your head, huh?
That's right.
Yeah. Well,
All right,
it's
Carrie,
your own grandma.
what's next?
In conclusion, ghosts.
Oh.
Ghosts. In conclusion.
Yes.
Here's the spooky conclusion. If you've ever walked off a ride, right, you know that it's really creepy with the lights on.
Yes.
And it gives you the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
And you're like, ooh, cool, weird. So, you know, I think if you work there, you're going to have like creepy feels from time to time. And gossip and these stories like these and things like real bones in the Pirates ride, it adds to the mystique and draws people in. It lets Disneyland sell really overpriced tours.
No.
So, yeah, so we love the stories.
Spoiler alert.
And human brains are wired to make faces out of things they can't interpret.
That's true.
Yeah.
See,
so
I like Carrie on the shows now. Not now, but like because this is the stuff I'd say, and everyone goes like, "No, you're such a you know, whatever." But when she says it, it's suddenly like now
Well,
she's authority on it.
She's saying it like it's a maybe. Like, maybe.
I don't know.
And you go, ghosts aren't real. I said, here is why. Here is
Okay.
my report.
So it's my delivery.
Maybe.
Got
Yeah,
it.
and
So
she's credible.
ultimately, incredible. I cited my sources.
Yeah.
Ultimately, if you want to see a ghost, you just might. That being said, I do and I haven't.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, you're like, you know,
Still looking.
I feel this way when I was like really
Never give up.
into aliens, you know, UFOs and stuff like that in like the 80s. I would be like,
Oh.
God, you know what? I wonder if it was Close Encounters of the Third Kind or whatever. Something sparked it where whatever I was watching was like, yeah, you have to be open to being, you know, contacted by aliens. And that night, man, I went to bed and I was like, hey, aliens. I would love to see an alien, dude. Let's go. Still haven't.
Oh.
Still haven't been abducted. Still haven't seen one.
Do you hear that, audience?
Nothing. Yeah.
That you know of. That you know of.
You don't know if you've been abducted before.
Yeah, I guess not.
I mean,
Repressed memories?
could be.
I don't know. But
I could be an alien.
you know,
This could be your abduction.
Karen, you're a lot of things.
Wow.
But aliens.
This is his abduction intervention.
right.
We've all abducted.
I'm going to
Jason.
wake up on a stainless steel table with big black eyes staring
So
at me.
Taryn
and
wants
blinking.
to be a ghost and Jason wants to be abducted. Eric, is there anything you want to tell us?
exactly where the implant is. Yes.
Yeah. For clarity's sake, I don't want to be abducted, but I'm just saying I want to have some knowledge of it.
You want to know if it exists.
Yeah, and if that comes at a price of being abducted, then I guess I have to be abducted.
Yeah.
But I prefer not to. Just want to see one poking out of the bushes or something.
I still think I saw a spaceship
Peeking over
once.
the edge of the hedge.
Very X-Files-y, like just leaning out of the hedge, man. It'd be great. All right, let's tell you what. Let's take a break real fast. We'll come back, and Eric's going to hit us up with, let me look at my notes again, VIP tours and Lightning Lane Permerpests. So that'll be a good time.
Yeah.
Carrie, thank you very much for your ghost stories. Hopefully everyone's not too scared, or maybe they are. Maybe this will scare everybody away, and the parks will actually reduce attendance a little bit.
Maybe we'll come up with more for next year.
That would be great. Disney World.
It made for a very fun segment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Loved it.
All right, everyone, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back here with Erik talking about the stuff that he knows about. Hang on, we'll be right back.
Back to Ears Up, where the opinions never stop. Ever.
Speaking of UFOs and stuff, have you guys been following the Senate hearings or whatever? Or know anything about them at all?
No.
The UAP things?
No, what's going on?
Please explain, because she's not my representative, but she's RGH's representative.
It's basically it's like the second round of hearings in the Senate to the existence of aliens and alien technology and UFOs, or they call them UAPs now. And it's congressmen trying to get to the bottom of, like, does the American government know about UFOs? Have we engaged in these programs to, like, recover downed aircraft and reverse engineer them? Do we have biological samples and all this kind of stuff? And these people are like, yes, they have. So basically they're admitting that, like, these are like retired Air Force people. They're like, yeah, I was in charge, or, we had a collection, this or whatever. They're basically saying they're real. They're coming from some underground or underwater base somewhere off of the coast of Baja.
Okay.
And but there's no details. And we did this a couple months ago. Like,
Yeah,
they've
I
drugged these
remember
people
that.
into a couple months ago. Yeah. And once again, we got no details. So people are like, do we have we tried to reverse have we tried to reverse engineer this technology? Sorry, I can't tell you that in this setting. Well, what are you here for? You're saying, tell me the same stuff as you told me before. Why are we here right now?
It's mostly Congress people yelling at random scientists who may or may not be scientists.
Yeah, they're like retired Air Force people. Like, they're, supposedly supposed to be believable, people of high character, right? But I don't know. I don't believe it. I don't believe it because, like, think about how many doctors said smoking was good for you in the 50s. Like, I don't buy any of it. It doesn't, I think it's all fake unless you show me proof. You say that you have biological, samples. Let's see it. Bring some in. Tell me, have you reverse engineered anything? Here's a piece of spacecraft. See, it's metal that just, you can crunch it and it comes back to form. Show me something. Stop drip feeding me the same garbage. I want to, I don't care anymore. I used to care, but now it's like, look, either you believe them or you're not. We're never going to know for sure. So you can get these people to sit here. I don't know why I'm going off on this. I'm sorry. Makes me angry.
We're in the news now, so.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of irritating to me just in the fact that, like, this is what the time is being spent on right now. This is what we're
lame duck
concerned about.
Congress, okay?
Jeez,
Yeah.
I don't know.
that's
I don't
also
have to
true.
do anything until, like, next June 2026.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I don't know why I brought it up.
Weird.
All right. Eric, let's hit us up with some VIP tours, huh? What's up with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right.
So I would say that most of the people who are listening to this show are savvy folks who have become aware of tour guides around the Disney parks. You probably all have heard the term plaids.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. that's what we typically call the tour guides. If you did the Happy Haunts tour, you probably had a plaid, right, Carrie?
I wouldn't know because I won't spend that money on that, but
Oh, you didn't actually do it.
no,
Yeah, my wife totally did that tour.
somebody would.
She got the playing cards, the trading cards, and she got the pin. And she said at the end, I actually knew most of this stuff.
Bummer.
But she had a good time. Anyway, the general aesthetic of tour guides in British equestrian gear dates back to the earliest days of the park. And Cicely Rigdon, a person that I mentioned a few months ago, talking about her window on Main Street, she was essentially the person who made the program. So if you want to listen back to that episode, find the episode where the guy from who did the documentary on the Disney MGM Studios animation.
Yeah,
thing. Dane, yes,
Yeah.
thank you. That he was on, because that was a great episode in general. And then I talked about this window starring Cicely Rigdon, who created the tour guide program that we have today. This program has grown over the years. It's not just tours of the park, like with specific like a focus of the Happy Haunts or whatever, or horticulture, but there's also the group of highly trained tour guides, the Plaids, who take a fully guided tour through the parks with people who are either famous or wealthy, or people who want to pretend they're wealthy.
Yeah, or people who want to be both.
Yeah. And we'll start there with the Disneyland VIP tour. This tour starts at about $500 per hour. This is not a set thing. This changes based on the date and availability and time of year. Minimum booking is 7 hours.
No way.
Wow.
You
For how many people is
should
this?
tip Pardon?
Oh, how many people is this for?
10.
Okay. And you tip.
Up to 10 guests.
Up to 10 guests. Okay. It's starting to become... Well, no, never mind.
So, no, this is something, it's not even starting to become. This has been around for a long time. As someone who works with concierges frequently, we have people on who regularly take trips to Walt Disney World in particular, who say, I'm going to get the VIP tour for my large family every day, and that decreases the amount of time I have to stay at the parks. So it becomes a math proposition. It becomes someone can guide me to all of these rides, and I can get on all the rides that I want to do in a particular time frame, and I don't have to stay as many days.
Interesting.
And we'll get into the value proproposition later.
Okay.
I'm just
please
jumping
do.
up there because you brought it up already.
Because I have issues with that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But the point of the VIP tour, if you're not a famous person who just wants to kind of stay in the back, if you're a Michael Jackson who doesn't want to be seen in the park all the time, and you want to pop out of the background, go on It's a Small World 17 times in a row, that's fine. You can pay for that, or Disney will provide you with that. If you're a regular family who is wealthy and wants to establish this tour thing, that's fine. In the case of, so I went on one of these tours. Let's just start out with that.
Okay.
Or midway with that. As part of our concierge thing, we earned, we basically through our work with the company, we've earned this right to kind of go through one of these tours every once in a while, and I was invited to one of them.
Okay. Sounds cool. Nice little
Great.
perk. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great little perk. And we invited people along with the group that had done well with sales or had done certain things for the company, owners of the company, that sort of thing. And because we were going on this tour as kind of ambassadors for people to say, you might want to do this tour, we got a very well educated and outspoken tour person, Philander. He's one of Disneyland's he's an ambassador for Disneyland. If you see things in LA, he's the one that shows up on TV and is allowed to talk about Disneyland.
Ah, okay.
So he does really a lot of the high level tours. And
that's cool.
This guy is fantastic. He's an amazing wealth of knowledge about the parks and the official stories of Disneyland and a lot of the things that go on behind the scenes. So really, the point of us going on this tour was to tell people that this might be for you. Okay. So I'm just going to say that out in the front.
They schmoozed you.
Right. The reason I went on this tour is to talk about this tour.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And what was great is he explained why this tour is so valuable, because these tour guides, whether they're Philander or not, are allowed to basically they're given the tools to craft your day, whether or not you know they're crafting your day. So you come in and you say, I've got this family of 10. We've paid X number of dollars to go into the parks today, and we want to do these things. We want to do all of the Disneyland that we think is Disneyland today. And they guide you through it. This guy, as we're walking through the park, we left Pirates and he's looking to see, is Big Thunder running? Why is there a crowd around Big Thunder? What's going on? Text. Oh, there's a family of geese in the line at Big Thunder. And we can't get people into the line at Big Thunder because they might interact with they might screw up the ride. They might screw up the line. No, Big Thunder is down. Okay. We're moving the line through. You have to go somewhere else. Or, hey, it's lunchtime. It's nearing lunchtime. We're in this area. Where can we grab some food? All right, great. Hey, everybody, you want to get some Ronto wraps? We're heading through Galaxy's Edge. I've already put in the order. These things are just part of your trip. And this is the hands-on experience that you get with a VIP tour. Someone is crafting this for you. And you can either, as a family, say, well, the 10 of us are going to walk around. We're just going to interact with each other. And this person's going to say, all right, park your stroller over here. You know what? We're going to move over here next. Don't worry, the stroller will be waiting for you. That's fine. I'm just going to be with you. I'm going to arrange everything for you. Or you can ask this person questions constantly, which, of course, we did.
Right.
Because
poor guy was probably exhausted by the end of the day.
oh gosh. I mean, this guy in particular, I think he thrives on this because every question I had for him, every question everybody had for him, he had an answer and more. And he's trained for this. Everybody is trained for this. This can be your Disneyland experience. This can be your Disney World experience. It's designed around you. You're paying a lot of money. You're paying $4,000, for your family to show up and do this thing. But if that's something that you want to do, if you want to experience all the things and have somebody bring you through it without interacting with you, that's fine. If you want to pay the money for somebody to bring you through these things and talk to you and educate you on the space and all the things you should be looking at, that's fine too. There were times where we just hung out in Fantasyland and he's pointing out stuff to us. Like, it was, for me, that was amazing.
That's cool.
That's great. It's debunking theories. It's talking about It's talking about the bones in Pirates of the Caribbean. It's it's talking about, oh hey, I heard this about Space Mountain, that there are fans that blow on you to make you feel like you're moving faster. No, there are no fans. I'm like, yeah, I've seen it with the lights on. There aren't any fans.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, so it sounds like it's much more than just a tour guide. It's
right.
Educational. It's you're getting 7 hours with a knowledge base. So if you're that weird about Disneyland like we are, it might be. It sounds like it's something that you should do if you can afford it.
Yeah, and you can move it past 7 hours. You can pay for more than that if you want to. If you want a 12-hour day, great, you can pay for it. And this person will be there, and you can say, you know what? Well, we wanted to go to Oga's Canteen at 3:00, but we're busy doing stuff. Oh, well, you know what? We're still stuck over in DC. I already moved your reservation. We'll be over there at 5.
No, so he's like a concierge.
Yeah.
Right. This person is here to serve the group and say, I'm anticipating things. I'm looking around. I know the park so well. I can say, based on the park flow, this ride's down. Let me confirm that. Yep, that ride's down. We're going to go around this. We're going to go the other way. Like we did in one day, we did so many things with this guy. We went to so many different attractions. We all had time to learn from him. We're asking questions about Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. How does this compare to the one in... of course, I'm the TSR guy. Like we're looking at how does this compare to the East Coast versus the West Coast version of the ride? He has answers. He's talked to Imagineers. He's been involved in these conversations, and he can say, we built this theater a different way than the one that was over there, and here's how we were able to cut around corners and make this room bigger. It's completely customizable.
I love it. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So if you have the wherewithal, if you have the cash to do this sort of thing, great. If you are doing this as a value proposition to say, we're going to get on as many rides as possible in a day or 2 days or 3 days, whatever, great. There are so many options that you can work with to make this type of experience work for you. Whether you're a nerd or you're somebody who just is like, please lead us on. There are sandwiches waiting ahead, right? Yes, there are sandwiches waiting ahead.
Okay.
You can have. It feels reductive at that point, and that's just because I'm a nerd who wants to talk to somebody about all of these historical things. But if you want somebody who's like, you know what, the strollers will be waiting for you at the end of the ride. That's something they can arrange. These folks have every resource available to them. And if you're at Walt Disney World, it's very similar. You can get vans that bring you between the parks. You're not waiting for a bus.
That extra?
Yeah. No, it's not.
Well, then there you go.
That's nice.
Saying,
sounds cool.
Halfway through the day, I'm going to Epcot. We're going to eat at a bunch of places at Epcot. Great.
And so at Disneyland, you get to skip the line on every ride?
Pretty much. For the most part, we were in our group, we were in lightning lanes, but Peter Pan, we walked in the exit. We just walked onto Peter Pan because there is no lightning lane. So lines are different. It's in the case of like Radiator Springs Racers, we went in through the lightning lane line, but we had a conversation with him. This was an opportunity for us to ask more questions. That might have been part of the thing, but yeah, like it's not the 9,000% VIP tour where you're like, I'm Tom Cruise. Please put me on Spaceship Earth.
Hi, Tom Cruise. I'm Dad.
and make it sure it's actually in space. Like, you can get around a lot of these lines.
Okay, so you get into Lightning Lane, because I could imagine, like, you know, you're paying $500 an hour. You're not going to take an hour of that to wait in line at Haunted Mansion or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? You get 7 hours, or, you know, obviously you can pay for more, but like that's the minimum, and you know, 4 of them is just waiting in line.
Well, and also, like, what keeps happening in my head is I'm like, okay, if I have a family of 10 and I do this, it's actually cheaper than getting that $400 pass thing that they just announced.
Well, we'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
The new pass. But yeah, you know, it was a very unique experience because we were getting kind of the premium. We were getting somebody who's really well trained and could talk to us about things. This guy has spoken to every Imagineer living and recently passed. This guy knows so much about the parks, and he's so well trained. We could ask about a lot of the strategy. What do you think is going to happen at D23? Well, there's not going to be a lot for Disneyland because blah, 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 blah. Like, going down the line.
Yeah.
But how do you know that he's going to be honest? Because, you know, corporations still have secrets. Like,
True.
You know, the chat is saying, like, he's going to tell you that there's no real skeletons on Pirates of the Caribbean, where we have had people confirm that for us.
And at least as of 2015, it could be changed.
That was an
true,
interesting caveat, because he's going to go, I spoke to Marty Sklar, and Marty Sklar said, why would we ever put a real skeleton? Why would Disney ever put a real skeleton into a ride? Now, Marty Sklar is not necessarily a reliable source when it comes to Disney things, because he had been a Disney company man for his entire damn life. And to have Marty in his old age say, no, we never would have put a real skeleton in.
Right, because they have to say that. You have to say that.
Well, also, like,
exactly.
You know, if it was he planting, was he dressing the set? You know what I mean? Like, if he wasn't there, how do they know? You know what I mean? They're just outsourcing. They're not outsourcing, but, you know, you get resourceful people in you know, show dressing or whatever they call it.
Well,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Right.
And he's also answering the question with a question. Oh, why would Disney ever do that?
Because it's cool.
Right.
But that's
Right.
what I mean. He didn't.
Bones are
he didn't
neat.
say no.
Yeah.
He just said,
You know
why,
what,
why would they do that?
The skull on the headboard, we can age that to look older than any other skull. That's why it looks different. That's why it does. That's why it's not a real skull. We aged it to look older, because this is a skull that a man who is now a skeleton put onto a headboard.
Well, yeah.
And, like, good story. So yeah, I mean, stuff like that is fine. But I mean, saying, yeah, Michael Eisner was not the golfer in Soarin' over California, that's an easy one to debunk. And he's like, yeah, no, that was not him. We never paid the CEO to show up for a photo shoot to hit a golf ball near a camera on a drone.
I don't know. Iger would do it.
Yeah.
Tell you that.
Iger would have had a dream CGI event to make it look real.
There you go.
It would have cost $17,000 more.
Oh yeah.
Million, not thousand. Thousand is too small. Anyway, but yeah, like it's having a resource there with you. You can talk to him as much as you want, or you can just have this person drag you through the parks.
Yeah.
That's the VIP tour.
I love it.
Do we want to take a break before we go to the Premier Pass?
Well, let's do the cost benefit analysis that we've been bragging about forever.
The cost benefit analysis. So if you are going to spend upwards of $4,000 or $5,000 to get a VIP tour for 10 people, how much are you going to spend to stay in a Disney hotel room for an extra day? So if you have someone putting you through 10, 15 different attractions in a day, if that's what you want to do, you're going to pay for someone to bring you through these attractions faster than anybody else.
Yeah.
That's the proposition.
So
that's something that Mike, the owner of Concierge, has said people have talked about at Walt Disney World in particular. They're saying if I pay for somebody at these particular parks, we can get through as much of the things that we want to do faster, and we can do a week-long trip in 4 days.
Okay, so that's the analysis. So if you have, check my math, but if you have 10 people in your party, and let's say it's $4,000 for 7 hours, right? Whatever the math is.
Right. Let's go for that.
Each person, assuming they're adults, is paying $400.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's including tip or whatever, right? So for 7 hours, for $400, what you're saying is I could have the fastest Disney day I want to. So maybe let's say I'm going for 3 days. I can do 1 day of just like goofing off and, you know, taking it easy and going through the park at my own pace or whatever. But if sometimes we go to the park the first day, I'm like, man, I didn't really get to do everything I wanted to. I didn't hit everything I wanted to. That day kind of was a lot of people. That kind of sucked. Let's try to make up for it the next day or whatever. But instead of doing that, you can just pay Philander $4,000. I mean, I know it's not him, but you know, the company. And you can do all the rides you didn't get to do as many times as you want, and do everything you want to do in a small window, and then not have to stay that third day in the hotel.
That's the idea.
Or
he can help arrange food. He can help arrange stroller care. He can help arrange everything.
Well, and I think also maybe you do keep that last day, but you hang out in the hotel like we've always wanted to do. But like it never feels like that's worth it.
And that's fine, because then you're on property. You're there. If you want to pop in for a little bit, you can, because you've already seen all the things that you want to do.
But that's what I mean. You don't have to even buy the tickets to the park for that day if you've already done everything, but you still want to be on property at the hotel by the pool. It doesn't feel so bad because you have done everything.
Go to downtown Disney. Yeah.
Go do other stuff in Anaheim.
Yeah, I mean,
go to Long Beach.
If I had all the money, I mean, sure.
Well, I mean,
great.
we're talking about spending $4,000, and that's with 10 adults, right? So the more kids you have, the more money that the adults are going to have to cover. So if you have, 3 families going, that's probably going to be like $600 an adult. And then I think, at that point, it I don't know, worth it is, I don't know. The older you get, the more you realize worth it is it's a loaded question. Is it worth it to do this? I don't know. What do you think? Is it worth it to you?
How much do you want to do? What do you value? Do you want to be on every ride? If you're an annual pass holder and you live close, if you're a Magic Key holder and you go to the parks every other weekend, no, this is not worth it for you. Because you're already at the point, presumably, where you're like, Space Mountain, the line looks kind of long. I don't care.
I don't know.
I just want to be here.
I don't know that I would do this.
Yeah.
Because there is some sort of sense of accomplishment that you're missing from conquering the park and getting everything you want out of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's like a poor choice if you do it, or it's a dumb thing to offer, because it's clearly something that people love. The thing that you're missing out on is all the lore, and that's fine, I guess. But yeah, as far as like having your day assisted this way, for me, I don't know that I would think that that's worth the value, but.
It's convenience.
If I could afford it,
high cost.
Yeah, if I could afford it comfortably and not have to like save for 15 years,
okay,
I would think about it. It's nice to know that it's there, and it's not just, hey, we'll get you through the line, because you can just get a pass for that. They could just sell $4,000 pass for 10 people that they can use and they can get through the lines or whatever, you know, the ultimate lightning lane pass. But the fact that it comes with basically a concierge person, that's cool.
I
love it.
Yeah.
I have a I would feel so uncomfortable being with a plaid like that all day. Like there's a part.
I will say, it took me a little while to speak up, to be like, all right, I'm a nerdy ass.
Oh, I don't mean
podcaster.
that.
Can you please answer my questions?
I think that part's great. I mean, I would feel very judged by other people.
Oh,
walking
the
around
general,
the park.
like, there's
And
a plaid who is taking us in line.
Yeah, this is probably something I would talk to my therapist about. But like, I would like, to me, there is, I mean, you have set the hierarchy in the park. Like, it's already there. Just this, I don't know. There's a, unless you're a celebrity, where I think it might be more necessary, there's an ick factor to me.
Taryn, you are on a highly successful, air quotes, podcast about Disneyland. You are a celebrity.
Okay.
Okay?
You deserve to tell someone, put me at the front of that line.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care if Randy Quaid is at the front of the line. I'm going in front of him.
I'm going to kick him onto the tracks. Guy's insane.
Yeah, that guy.
Randy Quaid.
Very cool, Eric. All right, let's do Lightning Lane Premier Pass.
Lightning Lane Premier Pass.
There's no break for you.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
You
we
go.
have nothing to break to. We already took our break.
I'm out of Coke Zero.
Oh, no. You have zero Coke.
There was a slight amount left. I almost choked on it. It's fine.
Yeah, man.
All right. So this is a very recent thing. Now, something that we've talked about for a long time has been, wow, Genie Plus and all of these other options, they're so cheap compared to Universal Orlando and Hollywood, where they give you an express pass that costs more than the park ticket.
Yes.
We've been saying this for a while, and then Disney finally said, hold my Coke Zero.
My empty can.
My empty Coke Zero. And they said, how much does an Orlando Express Pass cost? All right, so an Orlando Express Pass at Universal costs... Well, let me switch over between the things.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Oh, my goodness, I'm looking so foolish. The General Express Pass starts at $79.99 per person, does not include park ticket. The Unlimited starts at $99 per person, does not include park admission. The main idea being that you can go to Universal Orlando if you stay at one of their premier hotels. There are 3. There's the camera. You can get one of these unlimited passes for free as part of your stay. And we're talking Disney level price to stay at these hotels. But you walk into the Universal Orlando parks and you can say, I can go on Velocicoaster twice right now.
And they go, cool. Are your parents around, kid?
No, they're not. But
so what do you mean? Okay, so you stay at the premier hotels on the Universal campus, and you get a skip the line pass for free?
Yeah. So
Damn.
basically, it's what we call at Disney parks a lightning lane or Genie Plus or whatever. You get to go to the express front of the line pass. If you're staying at the premier hotels, you get an unlimited one where you can go to any of these attractions multiple times, anytime you want.
That's great.
You're not doing the old Disneyland Max Pass where you have to look at the times and you have to constantly check your app and do the thing. You just walk up and go, I'm at the front of the line, and you scan your pass. This is like going to Knott's.
For free. You get that for free.
You get that for free.
Bro, how does not everybody do this all the time?
Because staying at one of these rooms is $500 to $1,000 a night.
That's gross. That's more expensive than Disneyland. No, maybe not.
No, it is not.
Can you tell it's been a while?
It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm like $400. It's fine.
It's $400 to stay at the Grand Californian. No, it is not. It is $800 a night to stay at the Grand Californian.
Well, still, that's pretty cool. I guess if you want to really show out at Universal,
Universal is stepping up. They want you to come to their parks. They want you to come to their hotels. They are incentivizing this. They want you to show up, pay the money, and they're willing to tell you, great, thanks for coming to this hotel. You can go to the front of the line wherever you want. And let me tell you, I got through so much stuff in a day and a half at Universal Orlando. It was amazing. And that was staying one night.
Is that for both parks that they have there?
Both.
Dude,
now
that's cool. We should have done that, Taryn.
Yeah.
Once the third park opens up, that's going to open up some additional complications.
Sure.
Because initially that's not going to be the case. But for right now, you stay at Portofino Bay, you stay at any of their other premier places, you get the unlimited pass. Now, the non-unlimited pass, still pretty great. It's basically what Disney is doing. It's one ride through one attraction.
That's not bad either. I mean, honestly.
And you don't have to schedule it. You show up, you scan your pass, you get on the Hulk at Islands of Adventure.
Yeah.
Now, what Disney has done is they took this concept and they put it into their deluxe hotels.
Okay.
Only their deluxe hotels. So you're staying at basically anything at Disneyland. You're staying at the Contemporary or Polynesian at Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
You're staying at one of their fancier hotels, but you have the additional option to purchase a Premier Pass, which starts at $129 and goes up to $450.
Disney loves a sliding scale, man.
Mm-hmm.
They really do.
Depends on the park, depends on the day.
Yeah.
So Animal Kingdom on a low day, $129. Great. There you go. There aren't that many things to do at the park. But regardless, the Lightning Lane Premier Pass is one ride per person per day.
Okay.
But it's not scheduled. It's not Magic Pass. It's not Genie Plus. It's not Lightning Lane. You don't have to constantly check your app and try to get the best time to get in.
Right.
You just show up and you say, I'm here. I paid a bunch of money. Let me in.
Which it sounds just like what we're used to with FastPass, because we have no concept of the Genie Plus or whatever, because we haven't been through any of this new digital stuff.
Yeah.
So
fair,
for me, I'm like, why wouldn't they? That sounds great.
You experienced Max Pass before the world shut down, right?
No.
Did you ever pay for that?
No, we never paid for it, but we used it.
We did.
You had annual passes at the time.
Yeah.
You would have experienced that.
Yeah, we did that.
That's when you're in
that.
line for the Matterhorn and you're like, okay, I got Guardians. We've got to go in 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Well, and you got the free photo pass stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was just include. Okay, well, whatever. I mean,
yeah. That was included in that was included in your pass, but it was a game you had to play while you were waiting in line.
True. Okay, got it.
So that's basically what the Premier Pass is now, except you only get one ride per thing. You could park hop, but you have to pay for more if you move from Magic Kingdom to Epcot.
Okay, that makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah, it's all based on where you're going for the day. And the idea, as far as the math is concerned, the idea seems to be that I am traveling with this size of a group and I know these parks, I want to have the VIP experience. I want to have a plaid with me without a plaid. If you don't know the parks, waste of money. If you don't have a large enough group, or if you have too large a group, waste of money. You need to know what you're doing. You need to weigh the benefits. You need to sit down and say, okay, so for $500 per person per day, we're going to go to the Magic Kingdom. And if we pay $500 a piece, we could get on 20 rides. You have to be there at rope drop to get through 20 rides.
Yeah.
Because you don't have somebody bringing you between things and saying, all right, we just got off of Space Mountain. I can get you on Tron right now.
That's wild.
You need to know what you're doing. It's an additional tax on people who don't, I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, yeah, you might pay it. You're not going to get the best out of it. If you do know what you're doing, this might be the best way to go through the parks.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
But it's steep.
Yeah.
It is a steep cost.
Yeah.
And you really need to know what you're doing.
Absolutely.
That's kind of the idea. If you have somebody to guide you through this process, this might be the best option for your family. If that's what you want to do, I want to go to Magic Kingdom one day and do everything.
Yeah.
This is how you do it.
This is how you do it. Sounds cool, man.
Yeah, it's very complicated, and it's adding a lot more complication to the entire Walt Disney World and Disneyland
experience.
Pantheon. Yeah,
Right.
It's not, nothing is getting easier.
No, why
No.
would it, to be honest with you?
No.
Well, because we can make money off of people who want it to be easier.
That's true.
And people who think that they're better than
That's true.
the rabble
That's us.
roaming through the parks.
Subscribe to this show. We're better than the rabble.
Yes.
But yeah, so
very cool,
price
Eric.
per park. Sorry.
No, I was about to say very cool, and I was going to ask you if that was it.
Let's just give a general price per park
Okay.
for the Walt Disney World parks.
Do that.
Magic Kingdom, currently $329 to $449 per person. Again, let's just say they haven't announced prices for everything going forward. This is kind of right now.
Okay.
Epcot, $169 to $249 per person. Hollywood Studios, $269 to $349 per person. And Animal Kingdom, $129 to $199 per person. That's the kind of cost we're talking about here.
Okay.
To get more than Lightning Lane, more than the old Genie Plus, more than Max Pass, you got to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. I don't know what I would do if I was put in that situation, but like at least it's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is an option. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
If you have the cash and you don't have the time,
Hell
maybe
yeah.
this is for you.
Absolutely. All right, Eric. Very good. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the rundown.
That's exhausting.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
Like, there's so much to talk about.
Before we get out of here, I was going to do news, but we've been going for a little bit, and I don't want to do it anymore.
right.
So before we take off, I don't have my copy. Sully, I apologize if you're listening to this, but go to 21stamendment.com, find out where you can buy some of the best craft beer around. It's available in like 26 states or 29 states or something like that. They have Hell High Twilight out, which is a very nice kind of wintry / fall / tail end of summer beer. It's an American wheat beer. It's very crisp and refreshing. And there's some citrusy notes to it. It's awesome. Plus, there are other stuff that you can get all over the place. We just basically have the Amendment Lager all the time.
Yeah.
At the house because it's
Delish.
very delicious. So please check that out. If you're in the Bay Area, if you're coming to the San Francisco Bay Area, they have two locations: San Leandro, which is their big production facility, and they have food there and a nice, cool outdoor beer garden. And then, of course, if you're in San Francisco proper, 563 2nd Street, just 2 blocks from Giant Stadium, is where you can find the original brew pub with a little brewery there, and Sully is there too. That's where he basically works at. So if you ever go there and you see an older gentleman, that's probably Sully. and then you could just point at him and whisper.
If you see an older gentleman, please go up and shake his hand.
Yeah, don't say anything.
Give him a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, and then leave.
Congratulate him.
Yeah.
It might be Sully.
An older gentleman. He doesn't even. He's a young chap.
Yeah, I guess. All right, Carrie, thank you very much once again for coming on the show, regaling us with stories of dead people.
Thank you all for having me.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. Look forward to the next thing you're going to do for us. And then the next.
Can't wait.
And then the next. Anyway.
It'll be cheaper than a premiere pass.
Yeah,
I'll promise you that.
Absolutely. Chad, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I appreciate it. And for everyone listening right now, thank you for supporting the show. And if you want to support content like this or the other 8 shows that we do, go to patreon.com/EarzUp and subscribe for as little as $2 a month, but $5 a month you get the secret show, which we just recorded and released a couple days ago. So you can check that out. And I don't even know how many episodes we have of that thing, Taryn. I couldn't even tell you. I forget.
Of
Secret show.
the secret show? Oh my God.
Secret show.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
We're closing in on 10.
There you go, man. Because if you, I don't know what you're saying, Eric. I don't even understand, man. Jesus Christ.
I love that nobody understands.
Throw my whole thing.
Unless I'm giving them facts.
Yeah. So you can sign up if you register as a Patreon supporter. Then you have all the secret shows you to go through. You have all of our Pyramid Night, the Ear shows. There's so much content on the Patreon page. It's worth it. And really, honestly, you can just sign up for $5.
Yeah.
Download everything, and then cancel.
Don't give people ideas.
I mean, you can do it. It's fine.
But
I don't
also,
care.
thinking back to some of those older secret shows, there is some pure gold.
Oh, there's some
back
gold.
there.
It's weird, that's for sure. For anyone listening live, either tonight either tomorrow night or Sunday, Matt and I are going to be recording the next episode of Buena Vista Boys, where we cover Davy Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier. And God, that's a movie that was made. That is a movie. It has 100%. It's 100% positive score on Rotten Tomatoes.
100%.
Yeah, it does not deserve that.
Wow.
It's fine, but I don't know. I had a tough time with it. But anyway, so if you're around for that, check us out. And then I got to start the friggin' music over again. Why not? Yeah, it'll be a good time. Anyway, that's it, everybody. I'm going to stop rambling on now. I appreciate you very much. And yeah, thank you. Until next time. We'll figure out how to sign off in a normal way after 11 years of doing the show.
Sure.
Bye.